How can I make ZSH's Vi mode behave more like Bash's Vi mode? I am really liking the general speed of ZSH, but two things are annoying the heck out of me. I have to wait a moment between hitting escape and hitting slash to get to the history search. If it hits slash too quickly it says, ZSH column, do you wish to see all 514 possibilities, 172 lines.
After entering insert mode because of hitting A or A, I can't backspace past the point where I entered insert mode.
I know that too is like classic Vi, but I like the Vim style better.
One. For some reason, bind key behaves oddly when it comes to slash and LT, escape and GT, followed quickly by, is interpreted as and LT, escape slash and GT. I observed this behavior the other day, not quite sure what causes it. I don't know if this is a bug or a feature, and if it's a feature if it can be disabled, but you can work around it fairly easily. This key combo is probably bound to underscore history complete older, which is generating the undesired result. You can use bind key L to see if this is the case. At any rate, if you don't mind sacrificing the actual and LT, escape slash and GT, press together, as a chord, binding, you can rebind it to the Vi mode history search command, so that typing an LT, escape and GT, followed by, does the same thing at any typing speed. Equals. Since this will be treated as a chord, it won't have the effect of first entering Vi command mode, so we'll have to make sure that happens first. First, you need to define a function, put it somewhere in your path if you use that, or put it in your ZSHRC otherwise. The rest goes in your ZSHRC either way. Should be good to go. 2. You can fix the backspace key as follows. Also, if you want similar behavior for other Vi style commands,
I'm only going to address question 1. Your problem is key timeout. I quote from show 1. When ZO is reading a command from the terminal, it may read a sequence that is bound to some command and is also a prefix of a longer bound string. In this case ZO will wait a certain time to see if more characters are typed, and if not, or they don't match any longer string, it will execute the binding. This timeout is defined by the key timeout parameter. Its default is 0.4 seconds. There is no timeout if the prefix string is not itself bound to a command. That 0.4s is the delay you're experiencing after hitting escape. The fix is to set key timeout right down to 0.01s in one of the shell startup files. Unfortunately, this has a knock-on effect. Other things start going wrong. Firstly, there is now a problem in Vi command mode. Typing escape causes the cursor to hang, and then whichever character you type next gets swallowed. This is because escape is not bound to anything by default in Vi command mode, yet there are multi-character widgets that start with escape, cursor keys. So when you hit escape, ZO waits for the next character, and then consumes it. The fix is to bind escape to something in command mode, thus ensuring that the something gets passed to ZO after $key timeout centiseconds. Now we can keep binding starting with escape in command mode without these ill effects. I bind escape to the bell character, which I find to be even less intrusive than self-insert, and my shell is silenced. Update 2017. I have since found an even better solution for binding escape, the undefined key widget. I'm not sure whether this widget was available in ZSH when I originally wrote this answer. Bind key mvmd undefined key. Next problem, there are by default some 2 key widgets starting in X and Y insert mode. These become unusable if $key timeout is set all the way down. What I do is unbind X and Y insert mode. It's self-insert by default. This allows those 2 key widgets to continue working. You lose the binding for self-insert, but you can bind it to something else of course. I don't, since I have no use for it. The last problem I found so far, there are some remaining default key bindings that we lose due to setting $key timeout right down, to wit, those starting with escape and Y insert mode which are not cursor keys. I personally rebind them to start with X instead. Update 2018. It turns out the entire section above, after Update 2017, is not necessarily required. It's possible to set the meta key to be equivalent to escape and keyboard mappings using bind key MV. It is therefore possible not to unbind X, and to access the key bindings that start in escape by pressing meta as a leader instead, Alt or Opt on modern keyboards. If you have access to the book From Bash to Z Shell by Kittle et al., the equivalence of escape in meta and key bindings is discussed in the Chapter 4 sidebar on pages 78 to 79.
I opted to rebind the history completion to remove the conflict. Run the following after combine binds the chord.
If you want the support picture, please subscribe.